Hey guys, so in this video, I want to talk about Megawide because there's a lot of news surrounding Megawide today that over the long term will have an impact on its business and in the same way have an impact on its earnings. So all of this right now still will just give the possibility and the viability of them earning in the future based on the projects that they have bagged. And if I remember it properly, Megawide went into an IPO. I think it was around 2011, if I remember it properly. And at that time, when we were discussing it with some of my friends, we were just looking at it as they were the construction company that uh, was building a lot of those SMBC condos at that time. So we were that was the way it was looked at and analyzed, that uh, the projects and the income that will come from Megawide is predominantly because of their connection with SMDC. But what's interesting about it through the years, it has made a name for itself, no, building a lot, not just any more buildings and condominiums, but it made its name, in my opinion, because of what it has done in the Cebu Mactan Airport. What they did there was amazing. I really believe as of today, one of the best airports in the Philippines, and we have not seen anything like this yet, is the terminal in Mactan. Their terminal to their international terminal is amazing. But even if you go at and see their local terminal, Terminal 1 is respectable. It's better than some of our local airports also. And if you look at the efficiency, the processes that they've done, I've made videos about that. You can check that in my first channel, Marvin Gurmo, where I had a chance to visit the Mactan Airport before it even opened, or at least the Mactan Terminal 2 Airport before it opened. So Terminal 2 is world class, and the systems and the processes that they've made and implemented for Terminal 2 is amazing in Cebu. That's one. And then aside from that, what makes them so interesting is they're also, or they're currently, and I think they're almost done also with the Clark Airport, the Terminal 2 of Clark Airport. And it's also amazing. It generally looks like how Terminal 2 in Cebu is done, but based on the aerial shots that I've seen, no, the pattern looks the same, but they had a lot of extra space to be able to build it. So I think the infrastructure surrounding it will be much, much better than what they've also done in Cebu. Then, thirdly, I think this was just a few months ago. There, as you all know, there have been bids to rehabilitate NAIA in Parañaque. There was a super consortium up against the Ayalas, but Megawide again won this with their partner again, GMR. GMR is an Indian company, and when I had a chance to talk to at least the management there in Mactan Airport in Cebu, their whole narrative for, I guess, their selling point up against the bids about the partnerships of Philinvest and Changi for Mactan was basically GMR rehabilitated bad airports in India, and they made it much better. And I think that's the selling point for them bagging a lot of these airport projects. So the news basically for Megawide right now is they got a specific chunk of the railway connecting Clark and Metro Manila. So allow me to just show this to all of you that they're partnered here with a Korean company, Hyundai, in terms of building it. As you all know, um, foreign companies cannot just specifically make businesses here in the Philippines. They need local partners, and above and beyond that, a project with this magnitude, Megawide would need partners also that have expertise already regarding this. So this is I think just the first part of uh, the first part of the railway system. Please also note that since this is a big railway project, it has been, at least the projects have been chopped into different providers. We also know that portions of it are Razon, EEI is part of it, and they're covering a certain portion of 6.3 kilometers in railway and 1.6 kilometers in depot access. Then we have South Korea's POSCO Engineering also, which will do a 33-hectare depot and railway operations control center in Mabalacan, Pampanga. Then you have here what's happening for Megawide. So please do note that this railway system is part of Build. It's a 51.2 kilometer Malolos Clark railway system, which a certain portion is only awarded to Megawide. So Megawide's not doing the entire portion of this. But if you try to look at the Malolos Clark railway system, this is the 51.2 kilometers. Megawide is getting this. But if you stretch it further, this is part of a bigger 163-kilometer north-south commuter railway system, which will connect the northern part of Luzon to Metro Manila to the southern part of Luzon all the way around Bicol. And what's so interesting about this is this will give 24,000 jobs across 3 years. And I think once it's operational again, even ADB is estimating 14,000 jobs will be generated by all of this. So that's what basically it will be. And what's so interesting about this, if you've been following my videos talking about railway systems in other countries, essentially, no, since it will be a long concession period, there's a large chance that as more traffic builds up and as commerce continues to move outside Manila, you will see more transactions or at least more people riding, and that will be the revenue of Megawide over this long concession period. So that's what makes this interesting. But let's look at the charts also for those who are interested about the technical analysis and all of this. So let's look at Megawide. By the way, no, you're seeing now uh, seen here, you will see now later on at around 10 p.m. In this channel, and we also have a deep dive analysis of now fundamentals, technicals, and the basics of it in my main channel. So we have a double feature for now. For now corporation today in my main channel now, and then you have another one in this channel later on tonight, comparing it against Dito, comparing it against PLDT, and comparing it against Globe Telecom. So this is where Megawide is. By the way, I just wanted to note this for those who don't know also, the executive leadership of Now is Edgar Saavedra. I just like to point this out that for this year, Now lost money for the second quarter of the year. I think they lost around 600 million pesos for the second quarter. Please do note also from a quarterly perspective, their income June 2019, December 2019, March 2019 were relatively the same. We only saw a drop on their September 2019 income. From a revenue standpoint, 2015, 2016, 2017, they started to make money, or they started to show income growth, net income growth. Then 2018, 2019, we saw a decline. So here's the thing. The drop of income that we will see in 2020, it's not just that in 2020 they started to lower their income. It already started 2018 and 2019. Their best income year was 2017. Then we saw it start to decline 2018, 2019, and there's an expectation that 2020 will be from a net income standpoint even lower as they started to lose money. At least they got a net loss of 600 million pesos for the second quarter of the year. Megawide employs 4,735 people, which is quite huge. Anyways, from a charting standpoint, this is how it looks like. If you will try to connect this here, this is May 2019. Now, if you'll allow me to zoom out to an even larger portion of the chart, I want you to see this. So if you'll connect this area, I'll zoom in so you see it better here. So if you'll connect this is the downward progression of Megawide, which from a longer perspective, from May 2019, it really has not broken out from that level yet. But from a support and resistance level, this is how it looks like. From the drop that we saw last March, we saw Megawide start to move sideways. Uh, the current support and resistance, or at least range that Megawide is moving, is your largest support is at the 4.6 level and your largest resistance is at the 8.25 level. It has not broken out from that level since March this year, and these are evidences or at least signs that it failed to break out from that particular level. Similar to a lot of the stocks that I've shown you also, this is how it looks like. You have an upward push here, that it started to move up, and it's now starting to build its own ascending triangle also. But I think no, one of the things to watch out for is it needs to break out from the 8.25 mark for us to see it move up, at least for the short term. For a longer perspective, for shorter perspective also, please do note we have a short term resistance at the 7.7 or 7.65 to 7.7 level. Then after that, the 8.3 level is now our next possible resistance. So I repeat, yesterday's closing was around 7.2. Today, it hit the resistance intraday at 7.65. Then it started to retrace to close at the 7.5 level. So please do write this down. Your resistance right now is at the 7.65 level. Then your next resistance will be at the 8.3 level also. It's currently forming an ascending triangle, but it's still under a 6 month duration moving sideways. So 6 month trend is sideways, but the longer term narrative for it is it's still in a massively strong downtrend. So longer trend, it's still on a downtrend. 6 month movement, it's currently sideways. Shorter term duration, your resistance is 7.65, and then your next resistance is around the 8.25 level, 8.25, 8.35 level, with an ascending triangle that started to form from June, end of May, early June 2020. And again, everything hinges on the breakout of this 7.65 and 8.25 level. Again, what would be interesting also, if you really want to see it start to reverse, is it must break out not just from 7.65, not just from the 8.5 level, but it must break past this particular long and strong downward trend. So there, that's where Megawide is and where it stands from a charting point of view, but not just from a charting point of view. That's where it stands also from its track record of delivering key infrastructure projects, spanning from the time of Noynoy Aquino to now to Duterte, and spanning across airports, and from where they were before just building projects or buildings, condominiums for SM, and showing you also the fundamentals and the numbers that they're also hit from this crisis. So I want to hear your comments also. What do you think? Is this positive for Megawide? Is this negative? Are you buying based on this information and you're just holding for the long term? Or are you selling also based on the info that I gave you? Or are you just following the charts and looking at it from an ascending triangle point of view, or from a sideways point of view, or from the resistances that I've plotted? So there, I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope that this is something that gave you insight. If you want to know more about this, you can just check um, the links down below, where if you want to learn more about the stock market, I have 5 books available via Shopee, where Shopee can deliver anywhere in the Philippines. And for those who want to learn from a YouTube point of view, down below in the description, I have playlists for both of my channels, technical, fundamental, and basics of it. I have 2 channels, Marvin Gurmo, and this channel, Stock Investing Made Easy. If you want to know more about it, like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you have questions, I have 2 communities. One is in Patreon, second is in YouTube. If you have questions, you can send me questions there. Or I also can answer questions via your DMs on Instagram. So those are the avenues to reach me. If you have other stocks that you guys want me to analyze, just put them in the comment section below. And if you're learning, put them in the comment section. I'd appreciate your thoughts about the videos that I've been making as well. So there. I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope that this is something that gave you enough insight so that you can trade the markets with confidence. This is Marvin Gurmo. Again, expect 2 more videos tonight. One in my main channel, where we do a deep dive of now from a technical, fundamental, and a news point of view. And then we're gonna analyze also now up against Dito, up against PLDT and Globe around 10 p.m. today. So ayan, nakabawi ako for the videos that I have not done. I haven't been doing videos over the past few days, and I hope that today you get tons of content from it as well. So there, Marvin Gurmo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.